I go by Sin, and I went to Ivy Ridge Academy, the program. I was there from '05 to '07, and so 17 months.
Okay. And
Mhm.
walk us through what led up to you being sent away.
I was originally born in Paraguay in South America, the oldest, and my parents immigrated over here when Clinton was president. So things were a lot like more peaceful and lenient. And um, I immigrated over when I was 3, so they left me in Paraguay for like 2 years. So I came over when I was 3. They left me when I was 1. I always had that identity struggle in my life. My parents too, though. Like my parents were always trying to build up, build up, build up. Like my dad was like a busboy, and then he was, a landscaper. He had his own business. Then my mom had her business, and we went from being really poor, like really poor, to I just remember one year I was like 11, and I was going into the 6th grade, and we moved into this like huge house, and that's where I spent the rest, well, until after Ivy Ridge, but that was our house for a while. And I remember just being very confused. But I also remember that house like always having nothing in it. It was a big house, but it was like ugly on the inside, right? I used to call it like the house of horrors, dude. But yeah, I always felt like if that wasn't really my home, and we were in a very white like area, very white. Everyone had money. Um, and I didn't.
Hmm.
So I ended up becoming like how my parents were, where I was constantly trying to fit in somewhere, you know? Um, no, no, buddy, go. Sorry, my dog
So good.
loves to mess with me. Um, so I really struggled with that, and I didn't have a good home life. My home life was very turbulent and neglectful at the same time. I grew up taking care of my brother and sister. And, like my grandma would come and stay for a little bit. Like there was always like someone, like home that I was taking care of. And once I got to be, I remember it was my communion, so that's like 8th grade.
Mhm.
My girlfriend and I snuck out of the house, and that was like my first time sneaking out. And we just went like down the street, like completely dark, like we lived in the woods, and that was like my little taste of going out. But my parents did not let me go out at all. Like they were strict. They were really, really strict. I could not do anything. I couldn't take a piss without them being there. It was intense. And so when I went to high school, I went to Hunterdon Central, which is in Flemington, New Jersey, and that's like the biggest high school in New Jersey. And all of a sudden, it was just like a whole new world. And I started going through puberty, and like I really wanted to go out. Like I really wanted to have friends. My friends would always invite me places, and I wouldn't be able to go. So it was like to the point where like no one would even invite me anymore, right? And so high school hits, and I have new friends, and um I have like a boyfriend, and obviously my parents didn't know, but I just wanted to like have friends. Like I would stay after school, and my like two of my teachers would write me like a bus pass so that I could take the late bus just so I could stay at school for half an hour longer. That's how it was. So I started rebelling uh after I think things just took a turn. I don't really understand what was going on there because my father wasn't an alcoholic. My mother was not either. Don't get me wrong, when they would drink, like they would, I just remember the car swerving all the way home, but like they didn't drink. They really didn't drink until I got older, like after Ivy Ridge. But my dad was just always very like violent, and he always had me doing like his paperwork. Like he had QuickBooks. So I was just like always working. I would sit there for like so long. I just remember the last time I sat there and worked with him, I was there for like hours because he would do all of his monthly bills, and I would do it because my dad was illiterate, and like this was English, like he didn't speak that either. So um that was that situation at home. And then my mom too, like my mom didn't speak English, so I would always go with them to their jobs. Like I just never had I don't remember having like fun during my childhood. Um, so my dad and I were working at his table, and I just remember saying, like, well, do you want me to kiss your feet too? Like, I was just a normal teenager, right? Like, and you don't do that. Like, that wasn't how it was back then, at all. So I just remember like getting hit and like not moving at all because like that was just how I was conditioned, like afterwards you're just, and just feeling like blood pour down and just not moving, just looking at my dad and him just staring at me. Like, I don't know, just very intense moments like that. And my relationship with my mother was not good. So I just got really fucking tired of it. I got really tired of it. Yeah, something clicked in me. And I think it was my girlfriends because I had two girlfriends and they were my friends since like middle school, Kayla and Logan. And Logan was like the last child in a house full of like hippies. So like she was like, yeah, they can't do that to you. Like, let's go. And like she would like her and I would like smoke cigarettes and you know what I mean? Like she was just like the cool one. And Kayla's mom felt so bad for me. So her mom would just come and she would just play my mom because my mom didn't speak English. And she's like, I'm gonna take her. Okay, bye. Like so so I had those little lights back then, but I did get a boyfriend and he was a junior and I was a freshman and I was like boy crazy. Like I was just I think for me it was in hindsight I did not get my love at home, so I looked for it like elsewhere, like outside of the home. And that created an interesting I thought it was family dynamic, but it ended up being like a power family like a
Yeah.
power dynamic. Right. So that comes later on, I guess. But I just started rebelling, and once my dad caught on to the fact that I did have a boyfriend, beatings like just bad, really bad,
Yeah.
and things just got really. I don't know. I just remember being very, very bad. I got like the ludicrous word of mouth CD, left it downstairs in um like the TV set, right, and like the TV system and him finding it. I just remember like running upstairs and like closing the door to the shower,
Yeah.
pretending I was showering,
Yeah.
and so very violent. And um, my dad just kept like threatening me, and I just kept answering back. Like I just remember one time he was like, "You're not eating in this house. Like why are you eating in this house? You're gonna have to pay for that." And I was like, "You're not gonna charge me. I'm fucking 14. Like what?" It was always just so, like just provoking, right? And I remember when he said that, I just like threw the sandwich, not at him, but like threw it like on the table in front of him. Um, and then I remember just picking myself up off the floor, after that. So I would have a lot of moments where I would like legitimately black out. And I just really, I didn't hate my parents. I just didn't care anymore. I did not want to. I was going to go home and I was going to get hit anyways. Like, I'm telling you, I would leave a sock on the floor and I would come home and my room would be trashed. Like, my mom would like flip the bed, like take all the drawers out. And I normalized all of that. I normalized it all. I thought everybody got hit at their house. I knew my parents were extra, but I thought everybody's mom and dad socked each other in the face. Like, I really did. And once I started realizing that that wasn't the case, I just was like, I don't care. You're gonna beat me anyway, so I'll take the beating whenever I get back home. But then it would turn into like I wouldn't go home. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't go home. I'll just go home in the morning, you know? And then I just didn't want to go home. I think I was brave, I think I just thought I was brave, or I didn't think I was brave, but I think I was just doing what I did at that time. I don't know if it was just dissociation, but I took all of my beatings well. And I think it just got to a point where my body was like, no, like I was just didn't want to go home. I did not want to go home. If we ever got caught, like I remember we would get caught like smoking right outside the high school, and the girls would be like, please don't call my mom, please don't call my dad, and I would just be like, can I just stay here for a little bit, like, but please don't call my mom and dad. And I do remember just always lingering around places